Brilliance Audio presents Pieces of Perfect by Elizabeth Hayley, performed by Lori West. Do you have your boarding pass printed, ma'am? Ma'am? Ugh, when did I become a ma'am? I'm only 27, for Christ's sake. Yes, it's here somewhere. Placing my Vera Bradley carry-on on top of my suitcase, I fumbled through my purse. Give me a minute. I heard the agitation in my voice. Breathe, Lily. It's not this woman's fault that you lose everything. Sorry, rough night. It had been rough, all right. My parents had practically begged me to come out to Colorado to spend Christmas break with them at their home in the mountains. Well, at least my mom had. But as soon as they picked me up from the airport, they both went off on a tirade about my career. I just wanted to shout at them. I get it. I'm a huge fucking disappointment. Can we move on now? But they wouldn't. Of course they wouldn't. They're lawyers. Reasoning with them was useless. Would you like me to print you another boarding pass? The line behind me increased, and I could feel the intense stare of the weary woman behind the counter, who was about as impressed with me as my parents were. No, I swear I have it right here. Though I clearly didn't have it right there. I pulled my purse onto my shoulder as I stooped to look inside my carry-on, ignoring the exasperated sigh of the woman before me. I grabbed my bag off the top of my suitcase, unzipping it simultaneously. But when I went to plop it onto the ground, I quickly morphed from well-dressed professional to sideshow attraction. As I lowered my carry-on, my bracelet snagged on the zipper of my suitcase, wrenching it open and causing it to slam to the floor and eject my clothing in every direction. I shook my head slightly as I looked up to heaven, sarcastically thanking God for making me his own personal comedy sketch show. As I bent down quickly to pick up my clothes along with my dignity, I felt my face flush. I surveyed the wreckage I'd caused when I noticed that some of my clothing had landed on the feet of the man behind me. Too humiliated, I hadn't bothered to look up at him yet. Seeing my boarding pass, I pulled it out and frantically began shoving everything that had fallen out into every available compartment, including inside my carry-on. Oh, fuck me, I muttered under my breath. Could this day possibly get any worse? Well, that's pretty presumptuous. I usually insist on a drink first. A deep voice coughed back a subtle laugh and extended a strong hand for me to grab. Did you find what you were looking for? Yes, Finally glancing up at him as I finished collecting my belongings, I found possibly the bluest eyes I had ever seen were flashing back at me. I found what I was looking for. I stumbled over my words. Fuck, did I ever. This man was gorgeous. So gorgeous that I was willing to overlook his sexually charged response. He pushed his dark, wavy hair away from his square-jawed face as he looked down at me, the left corner of his smooth, pink lips revealing an amused smirk that he made no effort to conceal. Why is he smiling at me like that? Then realization hit me. Because you're still on the ground, asshole. I managed to compose myself as he grasped the side of my arm firmly, helping me to my feet. Maybe lifting me to my feet would be more accurate. Damn, he's strong. The skin on his hands was soft, but I took note of his muscular fingers. What does he do for a living? His strong forearms and hands screamed blue-collar worker, but his skin was much too soft for that. As his flesh made contact with mine, I couldn't ignore the energy between us. My skin grew warm at his solid touch, and I suddenly longed to have his powerful fingers exploring my entire body. I willed myself to brush the thought from my mind as I handed my boarding pass to the woman at the counter, who was, sadly, not as amused with my display as the handsome stranger had been. "You look a little stressed," he said, laughing as he lifted